What's going on, everybody? This is going to be a big one. Not only did we get our first major patch for Gray-Zone Warfare that addresses over 200 issues players have been facing, but on top of that, I also got to talk to one of the developers over at Gray-Zone Warfare, and I want to talk a little bit about the future of this game. Now, here's the patch notes for the first patch, and I know what a lot of people are going to be saying is this is not 200 fixes. Now, the first thing you need to do is go down here, look at the bottom, and read this. It says various client crashes, and this was one of the hugest issues with the games. And I talked to developers, and most of these 200 fixes that aren't listed here are fixing these crashes that we experienced. And if you ask me, this was one of the biggest problems with the game, and this is probably one of the most important things in this patch. Now, I'm not going to go through and read all of the fixes. If you want to read them yourself, you can pause the video or you can go over to Discord and check them out. However, I am going to go through and just kind of point out some of the things that I think are big fixes and talk about how I think they'll change the game. Now, first up, we have a bunch of fixes to the squad system, and this is a huge one to me because I've ran into a lot of these issues, such as squad members not displaying status properly, not being able to hear them in squad chat, so you had to restart and everything like that, and then sometimes just pop-up invitations not appearing or not being able to get them. So I'm really glad that these have been fixed, and hopefully the squad system runs a lot smoother. Another big one, and something that has got me killed multiple times, especially in Fort Nerith, is an issue where you would actually vault, you wouldn't be able to do anything, and it looks like they got that fixed as well, so I'm really happy about that. Now, another issue they fixed is the dead bodies falling below the map. This would actually happen to not only AI, but also players. I've had a couple times where I was one-tapped by an AI in the head. I went to go get my body and it fell below the map and I wasn't able to loot myself. And this was a huge deal. So the fact that this is taken out should make going back and getting your bodies a lot easier. They've also done a lot of fixes to the AI in this patch, such as they're no longer going to spawn to the ground and they'll no longer T-pose when they're dead. And I think these are going to be some big changes. Now, I have noticed that the behavior with the AI has seemed to change as well when I was testing. It seems like the AI is a lot more responsive and a little more forgiving. Like, I got a lot less one-tapped in the head by AI and just one shot, and it didn't seem that they were just aimbotting me right off the bat. Now, I don't know if that's just placebo effect or it's some of these fixes that actually changed the AI behavior, but one of the things I didn't realize is that the AIs would actually disappear around bushes and water. At first, I thought I was crazy because sometimes I'd just lose an AI in a bush and I'd be like, I swear I can't see him. Well, it turns out you probably couldn't, so I'm glad that's fixed as well. Now, the one thing I've already seen a lot of people complaining about in the Discord is there's not a lot of changes in this patch, but I think everybody just needs to realize that the main focus right now for the developers is stabilization and optimization of this game. It's stuff like fixing crashes, making it run better, and then once they get that done, they're going to switch over to making more changes, adding new content and stuff like that. And if you ask me, that's what I want. I want this game to run smooth, I want it to play good, and I don't want to have to worry about fighting the game to actually enjoy the game. And I think once they fix crashes, everything's running smoother, it's just going to be a lot more of an enjoyable experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, I already love this game with all the issues I face. It's just I think they need to clean everything up before they move forward, and that's exactly what they're doing. So if you ask me, they're taking the right direction. But when it does come to changes, there are a couple I want to talk about. The hitches in the helicopter is a huge change. You're no longer going to get that jump and the texture pop in. The helicopter rides are a lot smoother, and personally, I love this. I love riding around in helicopters. I love looking around. It makes me feel like I'm flying through Vietnam before hitting a landing zone. So now that that's smoother, I've seen this myself, it's going to add a lot more fun to this game, and it's just going to improve the experience. Now, one of the big changes that everybody has been asking for is being able to rebind keys. And while we haven't got everything we want, we have got a step in the right direction. First of all, you can now change the voice chat key, you can change the map activation, the health panel, the inventory, all those can be rebound, and that is great. Now, I know everybody wants toggling and everything, and that is coming. We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. Now, one of the changes I'm most excited for is the improved shotgun slug damage. This is going to be very interesting because anybody that has played with shotguns know that these have been very underwhelming. It's been basically pointless to use a shotgun, but now that the slugs have been increased, I'm going to actually try it out after this video, and hopefully shotguns are actually viable. Devil Dog said he was actually working on balancing this earlier in the week, so I'm glad this is actually in. It's changed. I'm glad it made it in this patch. And then the last one I want to talk about is they actually added safeguards to stop people from killing players and AI in the base with hand grenades. And this has become a huge issue, so I'm glad it's fixed. fixed. Anyone that's played over the last couple days has seen people either blowing up their teammates or blowing up the AI and then just taking their kits. And it was starting to get out of control. So I'm glad that there's safeguards in place now to fix this, and hopefully this issue's gone. And that's pretty much it. I know it's not everything that people has wanted. Everybody always wants more, but if you ask me, this is a step in the right direction. It addresses some of the big crashes with the game, and it fixes stability, and these are two of the biggest issues with the game. And while there is a bunch of stuff I'd like to see added and I'd like to see change, what I want overall right now at this point in time is for this game to run smoothly and not having to worry about crashing and losing kits. And we also got a teaser for what's coming next, and it looks like the first big update is going to be the day and night cycle. And I actually talked to the developers, and they actually said that not only is this going to just flip it over to night so you can use night vision and everything like this, it's actually going to change the way that the AI actually behave at nighttime, so it will feel like you're playing a completely different game. You'll be able to be a little more sneaky, a little more tactical. So I think this is going to be a huge update and add a lot of content to the game, and I'm really excited about it. And after talking to the developers of this game, it appears that their main goal is to optimize this game as much as possible while they're working on giving us new content. And if you ask me, that's the perfect strategy for them to take. Now, like I said, I actually had a chance to sit down with Rick from Grayzone Warfare, and I asked him a couple questions that the community has been talking about. The first one, of course, being helicopters, and it looks like there are fixes coming for helicopters. However, it's not going to be something that comes quickly, because they're actually going to have to go in and change a bunch of systems to make this work. You see, the way they actually designed a helicopter system, they can't just go in and add more helicopters because it would cause them to run into each other and stuff like that. So they're going to have to change the way the whole system works. However, when they do so, they're also going to change stuff like allowing you to get off the helicopter early and everything. So it is going to be a big fix. However, it is going to take some time. Now, I see a lot of people in the Discord bashing the developers about the helicopter design, saying it's broken, it was a stupid design decision and stuff like that. But what people have to realize is the whole point of early access is allowing people to get into the game early to see how these systems actually work. Nobody has ever made a game like Grayzone Warfare, so there are going to be issues such as the helicopters that come up that are going to have to be addressed. And it's the whole reason we are here playing this game early, helping it along the way, helping it become the game that we all want it to be. Now, another big issue people are talking about is duping, and I asked the developers straight up about this, and yes, it is being fixed. However, I wasn't able to get an ETA, but they know about it. They know about all of the methods, and they're working on addressing them. And personally, I expect it to probably drop in the next patch. But that's pretty much it. Those are my main issues with this game right now. It's the only thing that really makes me aggravated is the helicopters and the optimization. And knowing that the developers are working on that makes me really happy. But if there's anything you guys would like to know, be sure to let me know in the comments and I will ask the developers right away, because the only reason I have access to them right now is because you guys are actually watching my videos. So let me know what you want to ask, and I'll be sure to ask in the next video. I'll try to get you some answers. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. You don't have to, but it helps out the channel. And as always, I'll catch you in the gray zone.